Yeah, so it's great being back at Webstock 2017. Last time I came, I think it was the very early days, back in 2005. I really just came back to get a new favourite t-shirt. I love my old Webstock t-shirt, literally to bits. I think I just wore it more at the Code for Freedom one. I think one thing this year is having it in the St James with kind of theatre seating rather than the table layout that they've normally had. It means that you don't kind of get to talk to people at your table the same. So I guess you're just going to make more of an effort this year to network in the free time, right? It's also really neat to check out all these great speakers. They've brought some really cool people in from all around the world. I think this morning we heard from Tim Cadleck, and one of the things I really liked about his talk actually was looking at barriers to the web from a global perspective. Sometimes you really don't realise the choices people are having to make, like paying for bandwidth to talk to a loved one versus buying a meal. He had a really good quote at the end about IoT. He was talking about how the whole Internet of Things and how a whole lot of devices out there, including like baby monitors, were used to take down large chunks of the web in a botnet attack. So his quote was something like, you can see why the S in IoT stands for security, right? I really liked Kim Goodwin also talking about how roles are part of dehumanizing people. Sometimes I think when you define a person into a role, they become a cog in a machine, and people are so much bigger and wider and have so much more of a backstory. What's different about conferences in New Zealand versus San Francisco? Not a lot, because all the speakers are from America, right? They all seem to be. So you almost feel like you could be at a conference in America, apart from perhaps the kind of unique Wellington style flavour of Webstock and the people you meet in the breaks having a different accent. I found the San Francisco tech startup meetup kind of scene remarkably similar feeling to New Zealand, much more so than I thought it would be. You were saying you want to hear about the conference experience, and I was saying that maybe I'm not the best ambassador to really kind of rave about the conference experience, because much as I really love having this kind of time out and hearing new input, and it does give you a chance to really reflect out of your normal business pattern. In terms of learning, I do look at it and think, what does a conference cost to put on? If you add up all the ticket prices and imagine that most of that money gets spent, you're talking a couple of $1 million, and then probably another $1 million or $2 million in terms of everyone else's travel and accommodation and food costs. So it's a massively expensive way of people learning, and I feel it's not always that effective, because you've got 2 days of trying to listen to speakers, and what's our attention span like? After a while it can all just kind of start flowing over you, or I don't know, not every talk is always that valuable at conferences as well. Like, I'm a great believer in video type work, and the fact that you can just reach out when you need to know a piece of information, or when something strikes you as pertinent or interesting, and grab something that's kind of best in the world in that and watch it. And that is far more cost effective and probably more effective education. What came out for me most naturally, and always has, is the people-focused element of being in tech, but really understanding that it's people that we're all about, and people that come first, and it's people that we believe are special and amazing, and that there's some kind of depth to human beings that there is never going to be to tech, and that's what we want to serve. And that comes down to, I think you can apply that in so many different ways. I was thinking about what way to kind of focus on, and all I could really come up with is that it's more about being holistic with it. It's more about holistic, amazing customer experience. Amazing staff experience is really important, because if the staff aren't having an amazing experience, they're not going to impart an amazing experience to clients. And amazing products that give the user a fantastic experience, and really good partner experiences. So it's nothing new at the end of the day. Sometimes when we're forced to reflect, it's not that we find something new that we've never seen before. It's just that we see the importance of it afresh, and we see the importance of taking it to a whole new level, and really striving to do something that is special, that will mean that people have a special experience.